Wolf Brewery, Edith Cavell.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one here today and it's from the Wolf Brewery, who are based in Norfolk in the eastern part of England. And I've had a couple of their beers before and they're really good. I've just recently reviewed their Serious Dog Star, which was excellent. I thought that was a really good beer. They also do one called the Battle of Britain, and that was a good one too. And it was for a good cause as well. They donated some of the money to the, I think it was the RAF Benevolent Fund or something like that. And this one is in a pretty similar vein. And it is their Edith Cavell Ale. Now this was brewed in, I think it's 2015 to celebrate to commemorate the death of Edith Cavell. And if you don't know who Edith Cavell was, she was a famous British nurse who was based in Belgium, and she treated British and Allied soldiers during the First World War. But she helped to get Allied soldiers into neutral Holland so they could escape and get back to Britain. However, she was captured by the Germans and she was executed for supposed treason. How that works, I don't know. But if you read her life story, it is absolutely amazing. She really didn't care where you were from. She just tended these wounded soldiers. And obviously she was being British, she helped the British soldiers escape, and that was her undoing. There was a lot of outrage at the time when she was executed by the Germans, and I think this is a really good cause. The money that is raised from this, a percentage, Beers of Europe and the Wolf Brewery will donate money to an Edith Cavell Nursing Foundation, which I think is a brilliant cause. And even if the beer's crap, at least you know your money's gone to a good cause. Now, they've got this down as a golden ale, and Beers of Europe have got it down as a bitter. I really don't know what it is. I'm not sure what's going on with the Wolf Brewery at the moment, because there is very little on their website. This beer isn't listed. It's only listed on their online sales. None of their seasonal beers are listed on there, and very few of their bottled beers are listed on there. So I'm not sure whether COVID's got something to do with that, but it's looking very sparse, put it that way, their website. I can't get a brew sheet, I can't tell you what's in here. All I know, and I've really had to sort of work this out for myself, but this is a golden ale, even though it does say it on the front. Beers of Europe have got it down as a bitter, so I'll just see what it is. But apart from that, that's all I know. So let's see what this beer is all about. Right, it is a 500ml bottle, it's 3.7%. It doesn't say what style of beer it is, as I've mentioned, and that's about it really. There's not much else. There's the label, that's the Wolf Brewery label. They have that on all their beers. There's the reference to Edith Cavell, that is a depiction of her, and there's the back of the bottle. Cap is just plain brass coloured. So let's get it open. Now this is slightly chilled, bordering on cellar temperature, so hopefully I'll be able to get all the aromas and flavours out of this. Now normally the stuff that comes from this brewery that I've tried already is pretty good, so I've got reasonably high expectations from it. There it is in the glass. Quite cloudy, nice foamy white, 1.5 finger white head on the nose. Oh yeah. That is quite hoppy, fruity hops, but not American style fruit. This is sort of like berries. Yeah. And a little touch of biscuit malt. I'm getting the aroma of biscuit malt, can you believe? Interesting. I think there's little citrus notes on there too. Yeah. Yeah, little bits of citrus, like orange citrus on there, which is what you'd expect from a golden ale. They can be quite citrusy. Here it is in the glass. Quite cloudy. Like an amber, golden amber colour. Yeah, that does smell nice actually. Quite grassy. It's apple, but not sour apple, just normal apple. There's berries as well, like sweet berries, like raspberry, blackcurrant, as they say on the bottle. I am getting the blackcurrant. Interesting. Let's get it down the hatch. Bottoms up. Oh, yeah. There really is that sweet berry style flavour in that, and it's really nice. I think there's a bit of crystal malt in there as well, because it's relatively sweet, like a crystal pale malt in there. It's quite nice. Oh, yeah. Very sweet. Berry, honey as well, which could potentially be coming from the yeast. And it's got a little bit of biscuit malt on the finish. Not that big compared to the aroma. I thought there'd be a big biscuit malt finish on it, but not really big. This is more about, there's some slightly bitter earthiness on the finish now as well. It's almost like a nettle tea type aroma to that too. There's that berry sweetness running all the way through it. That's really nice. I have to say, that is very full-bodied as well, where they've got that that wheat in there that's giving it a real body to it. It's quite cloudy too, and it looks almost like a wheat beer. Yeah, that's really good. Very drinkable. Very pleasant flavours. Nice bitterness on the finish too. Like a grassy, bitter grass with earth as well. Really nice. Yeah, I do like that. That's got the full spectrum. Quite sweet on the palate. Immediately, as soon as that first mouthful, you do get a sweetness to it, like a honey berry type sweetness. And then on the finish, you've got like a little touch of citrus bitterness, but big, grassy and earthy notes, which gives it a really nice bitterness. And there's that pepper spice that just lingers and lingers and makes it even more bitter, if you can imagine that. I'm impressed. This is a good one. Really nice. So what's the verdict on Wolf Brewery Edith Cavell? Yeah, really nice. Yet another winner from the Wolf Brewery, and I am becoming a big fan of these because the beers aren't massively, you know, outstanding beers, but they're just good, solid, drinkable beers, and that is as well. And it's reasonably chilled, slightly above cellar temperature, but I'm still getting some really nice flavours on there. What's it saying? It says bittersweet. Yes, it is bittersweet. Sweet on the palate, bitterness on the finish. with hints of blackcurrant, yeah, and a long, smooth, light finish. I wouldn't say it's a light finish. It's quite a bitter finish, but it's nice. It's very Moorish, I will say that. And that's all they really give out on the tasting notes. But yeah, that's reasonably accurate. Certainly the blackcurrant is in there, and it is bittersweet. You do get a lovely sweetness on the initial palate, and then the finish is quite bitter. But I do like this, and this is going to get a solid 8.5 out of 10. And even if you don't like it and you buy it, the money's going to a good cause, as is their Battle of Britain beer as well. And you know, you can't really argue with that, can you? So I think it's 5p from each, 5p from Beers of Europe and 5p from the Wolf Brewery. They do a lot of, I wouldn't say collaborations, but Beers of Europe do stock all their beers because they're local, and they, you know, they're a Norfolk brewer. I think Beers of Europe are based in Norfolk, I think, Norfolk or Suffolk, I can't remember, but that's all good anyway. And yeah, it's a real good one. I definitely recommend you try this. Nice and light, 3.7, easily sessionable, very Moorish too. And even though I've only had that much, my mind is made up already. Oh, I'm getting like a bit of orange zest in there now as well. Really nice, really good. 8.5 out of 10, recommended. And remember, beer is working class champagne.